Welcome to another video. Just sitting outside in the sunshine. We're having a really good summer at the moment here in the UK, here in England. So I thought I'd just see who's around. Got some beer. Non-alcoholic, look, 0. Doesn't look like there's anyone around at the moment. So it's oh, Craig Posh. Hi, hello. Yeah, I'm just drinking beer and seeing who's around. Craig Posh says, "How's you?" Oh, I'm okay, thanks. Yeah. I'm sort of enjoying this good weather, but trying not to get into the direct sunlight too much. It's very hot. Yes, it is. It is very hot, isn't it? It's but then again, you go back to the summers of 1976 and 77 and 78, they were pretty much the same. And before that, when I was a kid, we used to have long, hot summers. Nobody really complained about a long, hot summer. But, well, maybe the farmers, they didn't get enough water. But it all seemed to work out. I remember in 1978, I had we went to Torquay, and I'd left some plastic things in the car, and they melted. Oh, Grizzly Warrior. Hello, Ron. Hello, mate. And Craig Posh says, I'm a farmer's lad. All right. I sort of, I'm not a farmer, but I do live very close to farmland. Now, if I can just show you. Sort of live next to fields. They're not it's not my land, but I get the benefit of it, and it's hello, Bev. So I am a country lad. My parents and grandparents were farmers, I was supposed to be a farmer, but it all sort of went wrong. Who was that? Hello. Oh, Monkey Run. I couldn't read the right. I couldn't read your characters. Hello. Yeah, so I thought I'd do a live stream. I need some watch hours. I haven't really got much to talk about, but I might go to Classic Car Show tomorrow. I might do a live. I might do a video. I might do all sorts of things, but yeah. So the Classic Car Show is at Geno's Coffee House in Carlton Park, Narborough. Monkey Run says, "How's the weather?" Well, it's hot. It's hot and dry. Has been for quite a long while. How many watch hours do you need, Ron? Says Bev. Well, I don't really need them as such. I did get up to 3,000 watch hours at one point. I've dropped back down to about 2,600. But I mean, I'm not trying to monetize anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I've been doing a few videos, but I thought the way to get watch hours is to go live, isn't it? As I say, I'm not really too bothered about the watch hours. Because at one point, I mean, I got to 3,000. At one point, I was trying to get to 4,000, and then I thought, get to 4,000. What am I going to do? Am I going to try and monetize the channel and turn a hobby into a job, really? Because as I was saying to someone the other day, the problem is in England, if you want to monetize your YouTube channel, you really need to go self-employed, keep accounts, have an accountant, put tax forms in, and for the small amount of money that I could get, it doesn't really matter. Monkey Run says, "I'm never monetizing ever." No, well, I'd never say never if I suddenly got a viral video that was going to bring in money, but I don't need to monetize. And if you do monetize, then you have to keep receipts and say what you've spent on your channel and try and claim it back, and as I say, fill in a tax form and things like that. Well, I don't have to fill in a tax form at the moment. The Inland Revenue said to me I don't have to fill in a tax form, so I don't. I used to, but they don't know about my YouTube channel. Plus the fact, what about car insurance, for instance? This is a hobby, so it's fine. But if it was a job, would you need to have commercial car insurance when you're going out to do videos and things? I have absolutely no idea. It's all too complicated. At my age, it's all too complicated to bother with. So just like to maintain a presence, I made a silly video the other day about walking on the moon. I don't know whether anyone's seen it or not. I did the music on an old organ set to vibraphone. Um, Beth says it'd be nice to see the car show tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. As I was saying, the car show's at Geno's Coffee House in Carlton Park, Narborough, Leicestershire. Starts at 9:30 a.m. So I'll probably try and get over. I'll probably try and get over and to there. Monkey Run says I seen it. It was good. I think he means my walking on the moon video. Bev says should be nice weather. Last time you did one, it was raining, wasn't it? Yeah. The Market Harborough Classic car show. Yeah, it was raining and I probably didn't get all the cars, but I did a live stream in the rain because I thought the phone would probably stand the rain better than my camera. And so probably if you put the live stream and the camera version together, I probably got most of the cars. But unless you were there, nobody's probably that interested in cars. But if anyone was there, then they'd probably like to see it. I did have a comment from someone who also made a video at the Harborough Classic Cars. So we were commenting on each other's videos. I think he might have started later than me or something, but I didn't actually take my classic car. Because you're supposed to book them in, and I hadn't booked it in. So, Monkey Run says I love classics. Anyway, I didn't book my car in, so I didn't take it. So I just went over in the Honda Jazz and parked in a side street and went and made a video. And I could tell it was going to rain, so I went back to my car and I sat in the car, and almost immediately there was a cloud burst, and I thought, well, thank goodness for that. It was such a shame for the venue or whatever, but I thought, how lucky was that to just get back in the car, put the camera in the boot, and sit in the car and shut the door. And Monkey Run says the Tickford Capri is one of my favourites. That's the convertible one, isn't it? Tickford one. Yeah, I actually like the they had the Mark 1 Capri, but there was one before then. There was a Capri before then. There was a Consul Capri. And I actually think that was nicer looking than the Capri that became so popular. It was based on the Consul Classic. Beth says, I see Gav's watched Superman. Am I going to watch it? Well, I would say I'll wait for it to come on the telly or on Amazon Prime or something, because I can't be bothered to go to cinemas these days. You can get more or less anything you want on the telly, can't you? I mean, and it'll probably be on the streaming services legally in about a year, less than a year probably. So I probably won't go to the cinema to see it. Monkey Run says it's the one made by Lotus. The Tickford. Tickford were well known for cutting the roofs off cars and making them into convertibles, and they did a Cavalier as well, didn't they? Yeah, there was a Lotus Cortina. That wasn't a convertible, but that was They were very nice, the Lotus Cortinas. Yeah, one of my friends had a Cortina, the Mark 1, and he stuck Lotus badges on the back. But, yeah. The thing is, most of those classic cars I grew up with. Oh, Miss Lee. Hey, Ron. Hello. Hello, Miss Lee. And she's saying hello to Bev as well. So I grew up in the 50s and 60s, so all these cars that seem, they're the classics now, I just saw them as being normal. And and I used to drive. I had a Wolseley 1500, and then I had a Renault Floride. That was probably the best looking car ever, the Renault Floride. It was yellow with a matte black bonnet and a black vinyl roof, but it was absolutely totally unreliable and caught fire. Then I went through 3 Mark 1 Escorts, and then a Vauxhall Viva HC, which was brand new and full of rust, and then a Cavalier 1600 GL Mark 1. That was nice. YFA Electrical. Hey, Ron. Hey, hello. And then I had a string of company cars. And I had a Land Rover in there somewhere as well. Monkey Run says my dad had a Renault 14 GTI when I was growing up. Right. Yeah. What is there? YFA Electrical. Don't know if what? Don't know if you say the comment is left on EI3024 video this morning. Not sure. Sorry. Yeah, so and then YFA Electrical, what are you up to anyway? I'm not up to anything really. I'm just sitting outside drinking beer. As you can hear, it's nice and quiet here. Oh, well, unless there's any wind going across the microphone. Well, Monkey Run says that every time we went out in it, we got stuck behind a Renault 5. Yeah. Well, I've had 2 Renaults in my life. I had the Renault Floride and a Renault 11. And they're both caught fire. And they're the only 2 cars, touch wood, I've ever had that've caught fire. And they both did it. They're the Renault Floride in the fast lane of the M6, but managed to get it over to the hard shoulder. And the Renault 11, when my daughter's boyfriend was driving it through Harrow near London, and he opened the bonnet, singed his eyebrows. But in both cases, they just needed a bucket of water over them, and they were repairable. They weren't like these electric cars that take days to get them extinguished. And in fact, the Renault 11 got repaired and caught fire again and got repaired again. But which is why I don't really buy French cars. I did have a Peugeot as a company car once, but it wasn't screwed together right. Literally everything rattled, and I haven't tried a Citroen, but I think I probably won't. I don't want to be racist here, but I don't think I want another French car because I don't think they build them properly. And they have some nice designs. I mean, the old Citroen DS, that would have been great, and even the 2CV as a fun car. But I don't know, one of those Citroen H vans as a camper van. That would be good. But I've already got a camper van, so it's all right. Monkey Run says I hate Peugeots. Now this was a brand new company car, 405 Estate. I mean, it used to drive brilliantly, but it just drove me crackers. All the windows rattled, the roof rattled, the seats rattled, and I was doing big mileage, and touring all over the countryside, fixing things and installing things, and it used to drive me nuts. And if you opened the rear windows when you were doing above about 40 mile an hour, it like set up a resonance that like something beating your head in, but I mean, that could have been built in Britain, to be honest, the Peugeot, because they took over from Talbot and Chrysler in Coventry, didn't they? That could have been built in Britain. I had a load of Montego estates, so Austin Montego estates, and on the whole, they were really good. People like to criticise them, but they were really good. But I used to need a big estate car because I used to carry a lot of gear around. But I'm retired now, so I can have what I like now. But yeah, it's great being retired. I mean, I've worked 44 years full time, so I think I probably deserve to be retired. We deserve to. But yeah, Monkey Run says I like Montegos and Maestros. Yeah. They. Trouble is with them, they were great when they were new, but they had built-in rust like the Vauxhall Viva did. I mean, I've got a Honda Jazz now, and that's 14 and a half years old. I've had it from new, and might be a little bit of rust on it. But what did you do for work before you retired? Ron Bev says. Well, up until 2009, computer engineer, computer operator, network engineer, that sort of thing. Yeah, even installed cash dispensers, and used to go all around the UK doing it. Never went abroad doing it. Just went around the UK doing it. For a bank or a building society, which became a bank and then went bust. Nothing to do with me. Damn Treasury Department, I think, bankrupted us. But I shouldn't say that, should I? I'm going to get. But yeah, we up until 2009. and then I got made redundant. And then 6 weeks later, I got a job at another company, but just as a computer user, processing. It was an outsourcing company processing stuff for all sorts of companies that didn't want to process stuff themselves. So I went there for a few years, but yeah, it was. I worked in computers for 37 years, from about 1973, and probably the first 25 years were great. Loved it. Last 12 years, not so much. But in actual fact, I was glad when they made me redundant because I couldn't keep up with all the youngsters, because they all knew so much more than I did. Yeah, Monkey Run said that must have been an interesting job. It was back in 1973. I was a mainframe computer operator, a trainee at the start. Worked on some old machines, and I mean just the disk storage. You could take up a whole floor of a building almost with disk storage that you could probably get on an SD card now. But we used to have twin processing computers and a couple of massive printers, and we've got 6 mag tape units, card reader, paper tape reader. It was a good life, because nobody else knew about computers. I hope the wind's not blowing across the microphone. I think it might not be because I've got the phone in a holder, so maybe the wind's not blowing across the microphone. In fact, I hope you're hearing me all right, because I forgot I put it in a holder and it's probably over the mic. But you look like you can hear me. Yeah, it was great. We used to work shifts, days, evenings, and nights. We used to get up to all sorts of things. Elastic band fights in the corridors. You'd come up in a lift with a trolley load of mag tapes. The doors would open and about 3 people would ping you with laggy bands and things. It was great fun, and that we didn't have any network at the time. They started the networking afterwards, and at the time the building society branches used to write everything down, and then they'd post it through the mail, and then it'd go to the punch room and they'd punch it all onto paper tape, and then you get your paper tape reels from the punch room and you load them onto the computer, and then you'd run your accounting. So I've got a wasp. Sorry, go away. You'd run your accounting run, and you had all the accounts. You had deposit accounts and paid up share accounts and regular savings and all manner of things, plus the mortgages, and it was you work through the night. You dump it all back to mag tapes as a backup. Then you go off with a trolley and rotate all the mag tapes between safes, and some of them. So so there was a safe one end of the building for what just happened. Then you'd take the tapes out of that safe and take them down the other end of the building, and then you'd take the tapes out of that safe, and then they'd go off site. It was all very secure, you know. If you lost your computer or you lost your database, you'd got three definite ways of recovering. And we had these big printers that were brilliant. Nostalgic Clod Blast. Hello from Atlanta. Hello, mate. Yeah, so so I'm just sitting here talking rubbish and having a beer. Yeah, so it was good in those days. We didn't have an unemployment problem in those days. When I left school, they just said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "No idea." And they said, "Well, you can work for the taxman, or you can work for a building society." So I said, "Oh, go for the building society." Okay, start on Monday. So I bet you don't. Nostalgic Podblast says my favourite brand of brew. I bet you don't want this one. Look, it's 0 alcohol. Yeah, so it was easy, and if you didn't like, oh god, there's a wasp trying to go in my beer. Oh, it's gone. They're always ready for a picnic, these wasps, aren't they? Don't go inside there. Yeah, so if you didn't like your job, you could basically just apply for a job somewhere else, or you could walk down the road and get another one. There was actually negative employment. You know, they couldn't get enough people to work. And now I'm not quite sure how it's got to the stage where we've got millions of unemployed. But it didn't used to be like that in my day. You could virtually work where you wanted. You know, they'd always, unless there was something wrong with you, you could nearly always get a job almost anywhere. But so I moved from my first job to a second job, and then I saw an advert in the local paper wanted trainee computer operators, and went for that. Got it. No qualifications really. Supposed to do an aptitude test, but they forgot to give me one. So now I've got a wasp sitting on my thumb. Oh, go away. So I did 37 years in IT with no qualifications really, apart from 6 O levels and a grade 2 CSC and a cycling proficiency test. And then when I got made, no, I didn't. No, yeah, I did 37 years in IT. That's right. And then when I left there, I just went to as a user, just as a clerk really, using a computer. But that was That was a lot less stressful. It was less money, but it was worth it. It was was worth it to get rid of the stress. Just the company I was with merged and nearly went bankrupt and outsourced everything, and so it all became very stressful. But it was all fine, and so I did a few years just clerking really, um, which was fine, and then I packed it all in when I was just over 64. So, and I got the retirement pension at 65, and I packed it in at I packed it in early in the year when I was 64 because I'd bought the camper van, and I wanted to go and do camper van things instead of working. Oh, nostalgic pod blast says happy retirement, Ron. Yeah, thank you. I've been retired since I was 64. I'm 72 now, so I'm used to it now. People say, well, you wouldn't. Bev says, have you still got the camper van? Yes, I most certainly have. Yes, it's a bright yellow Volkswagen T4, and I might go and use it next week. I might go to the Upton Blues Festival. Usually, I've been the last 2 years to the Upton Blues Festival, and that's a great festival. It is a bit long. Well, you can go when you like, really, but I usually go on the Wednesday and come back on the Monday, so it can be a bit long, but I quite like getting there early. Bev said that'd be nice. Do you go with anybody? Yes, I meet up with a load of camper van friends. Nostalgic Podblast says Sir Paul McCartney is coming to Atlanta this November. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, yeah, the Beatles. Love the Beatles. I still play their music now in my car. Some of the most prolific songwriters, and of course they were like they started modern music really. Saw him last in 2009 in concert. Podblast says, "All right." I've never seen him. I've seen him live on the television, but poets, the lyrics. Don't know. I go to these music festivals. There's never anyone there famous, but it's actually nice because you're not in these massive crowds, and a lot of these tribute bands, they sound as good as the originals anyway. So, but without the queuing and the crushes and the you know the ABBA Voyage show, that probably might be quite good in London, but I don't go to London these days. I think it's, well, certainly London in the centre, it's a bit dangerous. You're likely to get robbed or stabbed. There was some guy got got stabbed outside. Was it Claridge's the other day for his Rolex watch? Killed. And also, now I'm getting old. I don't think I could. I don't think I could stand in a. I don't think I could stand at a concert for too long without having to go for a pee. Yeah, that ABBA Voyager, is it Voyage or Voyager? I can't remember. Um, when it gets a bit less popular in London, it's going to dismantle and go all around the world apparently. So that's probably worth seeing. Um, but but yeah, I'm trouble is I went to school. When I left school, I got a job, and then I just worked, and other things happened as well, married and whatever. But but basically, I spent my life working, and what I'm doing now with the camper van and things, I'm doing things I should have done when I was young. I'm in my second childhood, if you know what I mean. Um, the spirit is willing, but but yeah. So if I go to Upton Blues, that'll be. I mean, you can go when you like. You can go on the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday, whatever. But I usually go on the Wednesday, and then you get to be camped uh, near the town if you go on the Wednesday. Whereas if you leave it till later, you end up bloody miles away. You know, it's a massive, massive campsite, thousands of camper vans, motorhomes, tents. They've got a they've got a shuttle service going around the campsite, but it's best if you can get camped near the town. Then you can just get out of the van and walk down into the town. And yeah, Bev says enjoy yourself. Monkey Run says fair play. Fair play. At least you're still active. Yeah. Um, so yeah, the Upton Blues Festival, the whole town becomes a music festival, and it's a reasonable sized town. They've got a stage at both ends, and virtually every pub has live music. Some of them outside, some of them inside. You can buy a drink in one pub in an Upton Blues plastic glass cup, and you can take it into other pubs, wander around with it, do what you like. There's another stage as well on the campsite, and of course, being a town, you've got all the shops, so you're not like when you go to some of these festivals and all you've got is a few festival shops. You got all the shops. You got the Co-op and Morrison's and all manner of shops. So you can go and get your food and things like that. Um, and there's or you can eat in the pubs or the cafes or on the like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they have street food vendors. So there's all this street food, you know, Greek and Thai and loads of things. One of my favourites is it's like hog roast, really. I, I know I know we should all be vegetarians and everything, but Yeah, hog roast in a big bun with some apple sauce and stuffing. That's one of my favourites. Um, so it's yeah, if you're anywhere near Upton on Severn, it's well worth a visit, and it's like it's like next weekend. The campsite opens on Wednesday the 16th, and then and it goes on till Sunday, and you can either go home Sunday or you can stay over and go home Monday. In fact, you can stay over and go on Tuesday if you want to. But it it can get a bit tiring for someone of my age. You're like constantly walking from one end of the town to the other, and seeing what music's on and everything, and you get a program of what music's on and things like that, and there, I know quite a few people, quite a few of my camper van friends are musicians and whatever. Um, so I try and go and see them, and yeah, it's a chance to meet up with people I haven't seen for a year, and so I think I might do that. Um, I haven't booked up yet, but it's a massive campsite, and you don't have to book a particular pitch. Beth says you should get one of them fold-up electric scooters, Ron. I ain't that bad yet, but ain't that bad yet. But to be honest, if you got one of those, you on the Friday and Saturday, you wouldn't get through the crowds. It's you know, round the main stage at the top end of Upton, where the nearest the campsite. It's like you can't get where you want to go. You just get carried away in a sea of people. Uh, but yeah, they have some good music on, and it's probably not really worth trying to record the music for you to put it on YouTube, because it'll get a copyright strike. So, but yeah, I'm just looking at an insect in front of me, and it's a hummingbird hawk moth. I don't know whether I can. Oh, I've got the camera in a mount. It's covering the. Is it covering the cameras up? Oh no, it isn't covering the cameras up. Where's it? Just see if I can get it. What have I done? It's covering the camera up. Let's take it out of this holder. I think I'm messing this up. Oh. I think I was messing that up, but it's gone away. It's gone away now, but I have got a video of one on my channel. They're amazing insects. They look like a hummingbird. I've not really got a very good holder on this phone. It's I've got a proper one for the car and things like that, but for live streaming, I haven't really. Have I lost all my comments? Yeah. So yeah. And so tomorrow I've got to get up early and get myself over to Carlton Park, and then if I do go to Upton Blues, got to get the van and everything ready for Wednesday. I haven't even booked the tickets yet, so but as I say, it's a massive campsite. Should be able to get in. Anyway, I probably better end this live stream here. My battery's going flat on the phone. It's warned me ages ago that it's gone down to 20%. I hadn't thought about my parasol things going round. I hadn't thought about battery level. Yeah, Bev says, okay, Ron, see you soon. Yeah, okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Monkey Run says, see you, take care, mate. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I might do a live stream from the classic car show tomorrow, or I might just make a video. I think there's plenty of signal strength at Carlton Park because it's a big business centre, so I think there's plenty of signal strength there. But right, anyway, thank you. See you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.